Veer Mahaan. That name is captivating a lot of WWE fans today. A bigger debut than Taz in the WWF. A bigger debut than CM Punk in AEW. A bigger pop than The Big Show whenever he turns heel or face. Veer Mahaan is going to be the biggest thing in the WWE, and I can bet you with this booking, with this amazing booking scenario that I'm going to present to you guys are finally going to see your first Indian World Champion. Well, let's just say successful Indian World Champion. Well, both in charisma and in the ring. Let's just start with the video. So Veer Mahaan is to debut around WrestleMania time. As much as I would like to debut him in the Andre Memorial Battle Royale, I'm pretty sure Almost is going to win this one because Almost is a giant and Battle Royales are built for giants, especially with him being separated with AJ Styles. Now that he doesn't have him, clearly it's the time to push him. So Veer Mahaan is going to debut the night after WrestleMania. That big pop that he's going to get in WrestleMania is going to be huge. And he's going to do this by beating jobbers, lower mid-carders, slowly and steadily. Kind of like how AEW is booking Hook, but unlike Hook, since Hook was the first one to debut, Veer doesn't have that opportunity because he was debuted as Jinder Mahal's lackey and they're trying to repackage him. You have to start by, making him a big threat for incoming wrestlers and incoming challengers. So that's why I'm deciding, he should just fight jobbers, kind of like how Braun Strowman did and Nia Jax did back in 2016. How Hook's doing right now, that's how they should book Veer Mahaan. All the way until SummerSlam is the time where I would decide to give him a big storyline, and that big storyline is against Jinder Mahal. Clearly we know that Jinder Mahal and Veer Mahaan is like the biggest storyline they could do for Veer, and that storyline is basically saying, Jinder Mahal, you're nothing but a lackey, you're nothing but a stooge to me, I'm the world champion, you should respect me. And Veer Mahaan is gonna get a big pop because of that. Now whether Veer Mahaan turns babyface or heel is one thing. Heck, maybe people won't even care about this feud, but I would think Veer Mahaan would turn babyface, not just because people don't like Jinder Mahal, but mainly because, the memes and this whole format. Maybe people can like Veer Mahaan because he's pretty decent in the ring. I saw a couple of his matches in main event against T-Bar. He was okay, but that's the biggest feud you can do for Veer Mahaan. He beats Shanky, and then in SummerSlam he beats Jinder Mahal. Maybe he could use, I don't know what his finisher is, maybe he could use the Cobra Clutch. That'd be interesting. I don't know about using the Colossus since that's Jinder Mahal's finisher. Maybe the Cobra Clutch. Maybe like a sleeper hold would be good for Veer, to show that he's this really dominant guy. And then, he beats up Jinder Mahal. And depending how that goes, you decide whether he turns, babyface and he fights other heels like Baron Corbin, or he turns babyface and fights Damian Priest and Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio, with that. In my opinion, I would consider putting Veer as a babyface, mainly because there's already enough heels in the WWE, and I feel like making him another foreign heel is just gonna be so boring, and it's gonna basically make him a Rusev 2.0, another Sheamus, a Cesaro maybe. And that's not fair for Veer because I know the WWE is trying to do this next big Indian star to do the Indian market again, just like how they were doing Jinder Mahal back in 2017. And because they failed with Jinder Mahal, they're trying to restart it with Veer. So maybe Veer can become, a strong babyface, kind of like how Damian Priest was for a little bit before they made him have a multiple personality disorder. Heck, maybe that's a pretty good match idea. Veer versus Damian Priest. Damian Priest is a good big guy, could probably work good with Veer. And Veer, if he's decent in the ring, if he can carry himself, they can have a good match. It's all on how WWE would book Veer Mahaan. Veer is this new project they're trying to restart with, and if the WWE fails, they're just gonna basically put him as a jobber again. He's gonna lose to other guys like Austin Theory, maybe even mid-carders that haven't won any matches like Robert Roode. And there's no shame to being that, no shade to Bobby Roode, Robert Roode, whatever his name is, because I did like him at one point, but the WWE has a tendency to, once they think that they already used one superstar, they just turn them into jobbers, and that's probably what's gonna happen too with Veer Mahaan. I mean, he was already that with Jinder Mahal, so it could be, a toss-up. You never know what the WWE might do. Yeah, so after debuting at, during the Raw after WrestleMania and having this big feud did with Jinder Mahal at SummerSlam. You know, you continue that progression going. See if he's good as a baby face. You know, you could fight all those other heels. You know, there's a lot that the heels can do because the heels have more personality and they could be annoying, so the baby faces can beat the heels up. Or you can make Veer Mahaan, you know, Jinder Mahal 2.0, you know, be hated and you do nothing with him. I chose babyface because at least he doesn't have to carry that weight of being, you know, evil to the other guy, because he's either going to be Jinder Mahal or he's going to be Rusev, you know, annoying foreign heel or a foreign heel that's a monster. And Veer probably is going to do better if he was a foreign monster heel. And honestly, I might just call it out that that's probably what he's going to be at the end of the day. But Veer Mahaan has a lot of potential, you know, with the Indian market. He's special, you know, WWE's been, you know, the WWE saying Veer Mahaan debuting, Veer Mahaan re-debut, Veer Mahaan coming to Raw ever since like October of 2021, and it's almost March. Come on. So a lot you can do with Veer Mahaan. Is Veer Mahaan going to be WWE champion, Universal champion? Probably not, but you know, you can do stuff with Veer Mahaan. I'm pretty sure he's one of those guys that were in the WWE Performance Center, so he knows the WWE way of wrestling. So I don't think he's going to any indie shows. Maybe AEW, probably not, to be honest. But yeah, you know, there's a lot WWE can do with someone like Veer Mahaan. Veer Mahaan, you know, special. Veer Mahaan is going to be the next big thing. Veer Mahaan is going to be Goldberg. He's going to retire Goldberg. He's going to retire Brock Lesnar. Veer Mahaan is going to beat the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, and Veer Mahaan is going to be Universal Champion. I bet you in 2 years that's what's going to happen. Veer Mahaan, Universal Champion. He's going to be fighting Braun Breaker and Gunther at WrestleMania 43, you know. Definitely not Roman versus Brock 20. The Veer Mahaan just being there chasing the 24/7. Clearly the WWE has never done something like that, especially with a former world champion. Am I right?